Hey, how's it going, everybody? If you're new here, welcome in. And if you've been here before, smash the like button on the way in. I'm Rollshambo, the connoisseur and collector of all things sharp and shiny, and your eyes do not deceive you. We, in fact, have the new Heretic Knives Wraith version 4, the Wraith V4, and I've been waiting for the production version of this all year long, and it's finally here. I've been waiting ever since I saw the custom model that was teased, and then the prototypes were released, but they're almost $2,000 for those customs. This looks really good, and I won't lie to you, I've been carrying this and checking this out for the last 2 or 3 days, and guys, it's good. But first of all, one of the things that I have to focus on here, check out the action. That action is powerful. Now, I am not entirely sure if they upgraded the springs from, for example, the Heretic Pariah, but that feels much more violent. It feels more forceful than just about any side opening auto that I have currently in my collection. It's more powerful than my ProTech. It's more powerful than my microtech LUDT Gen 3. It feels more powerful than the spring on the Pariah, but I'm not sure if that just feels that way because the Pariah has a thicker blade stock and it's a much heavier blade all around, or if they actually upgraded the springs. I'm not entirely positive, but one thing I do know is that opening this knife does not get old. You know when it deploys, and if you're not hanging on, this will fly out of your hand. Trust me, do not hand the new Heretic Wraith V4 to anybody who's not entirely prepared or experienced with switchblade automatic knives, because it could just be a bad day. But you might be wondering, you know, what's the deal? What's it made out of? What does it cost? What's the good stuff? Overall, it comes in at 8.5 inches, so it is squarely within the realm of a full-size knife. The blade itself is CPM MagnaCut at 3 3/4 inches long, and it is in fact DLC coated with kind of this battle-worn finish, which I think looks fantastic. It's a Bowie-style blade, and Bowie-style blades are, well, they're some of my favorites, and I really enjoy the fact that we've got this sawtooth jimping right here, and then of course we've got a spot for you to put your index finger as well if you want to get some precision cutting done. It's really, really nice. The handle scales are this mixture of aircraft grade aluminum that's been hard coat anodized for extra scratch resistance, and then on this specific version we've got a couple little features which I'm a huge fan of. The first is going to be these glow carbon fiber inlays with the green Glow Rhino tritium vial. The pocket clip is a titanium pocket clip, and it is fully reversible. Now, this pocket clip is not going to be winning any beauty contests, but it does come in and out of the pocket really well with some great retention. It's pretty stiff, but you can bend it, and I, for one, did not need to use 2 hands to get it in and out of the pocket. It goes in and out of the pocket with ease. No muss, no fuss. It's a really nice design. Lockup on this blade is perfect. There is absolutely no wiggle. There's no jiggle. And can you close it one-handed? Well, let's see. Yes. You absolutely can close it one-handed. Blade centering on the Heretic Wraith V4 is, well, it's also perfect. And something else you may have noticed is a distinct lack of body screws. You see, we've got a filler tab right here for the pocket clip, and there's what looks like a T10 screw, and then we've got the pocket clip screw on the other side, and then, you know, we've got the pivot screws, and that's it. It's decidedly very clean on both sides. I really enjoy that. I also really enjoy the fact that we have this aluminum island that pops up as a place for the pocket clip to land. That's a really nice feature as well. I 100% approve. The ergos on this knife are fantastic. And the thing about this knife is that it looks as though it might be smaller than it is. Guys, 8.5 inches. Full size knife, perfect grip. It gives you the suggestion as to where you should put your fingers, but it's not telling you that you have to, or else. It just lets you know what, this might actually be a comfortable position. It has a sharpening choil, but that you could use as a spot to kind of choke up and move your index finger to be parallel with your thumb if that's the kind of grip you want, or if you want to do some fine controlled slicing, it'll work really well for that. Pinch grip is not what I would recommend on this style of blade, but that also works as well. The blade geometry is very thin and very slicey. That is a beautiful hollow ground blade. And back to the blade, we have a little bit of billboarding. But I'll tell you what, if I'm going to have billboarding on my blade, this is in fact the type that I prefer. It gives you the serial number and the birth date, and then it says Magna Cut. And that's it. The other side is completely sterile, and it looks beautiful with this battle-worn style DLC finish. Oh man, I love that, guys. I think that that looks rugged. It looks nice. It looks like you could actually put this through some use, and you would never be able to tell because it comes a little bit pre-worn from the factory. I 100% approve. Now, for those of you snobs out there of cutting geometry, check that out. Look at the distance between the edge termination and the plunge grind. That means that if you go to sharpen this bad boy, you're not going to run into much of a smile here on that plunge grind at all. You're going to get plenty of life out of this blade. And if you were curious as to what this looks like up against another Heretic knife, and this is one of my favorites this year, this is the Heretic Pariah. Check this out. Overall, they are very similar in length, but that's about it. The Pariah is going to have much thicker blade stock. The Wraith V4 is much thinner blade stock, and so if you like a slicier geometry, that'll definitely do the trick for you. Also, on the Wraith, we have a backspacer that appears to almost be floating, whereas on the Pariah, it's more of a clamshell design. The Pariah is also going to be giving you a ball-bearing 3D milled pocket clip, whereas on the Wraith, you get a bent titanium pocket clip. Overall, this is going to be a much friendlier carry in the pocket because it's going to be more slender, it's going to be more slicey. The action fires much harder than it does on the Pariah. And you guys, when I got the Pariah in hand, I was shocked by how hard this fired. You know, this is also a supremely fun knife to carry in its essence. I absolutely love what Heretic does with their blades. But for perspective, this knife is more expensive than this knife, but on the Wraith, you get glow carbon fiber and a tritium, glow rhino tritium on the firing button, and more powerful and, you know, more slicey cutting geometry. And to me, that's impressive. I really like it when you see American companies ever so slightly ebbing down on the price point, because it makes it more attainable for a lot of people. And it's no wonder that these are already sold out in most places that I've looked. Now, I did in fact find these available at least one knife retailer at the moment of recording this video, and I'll make sure to drop an affiliate link in the description down below. So if you're trying to get one of these, or if you really want to get one of these, I would highly suggest checking that out, because I have no doubt in my mind that the more people learn and find out about the Heretic Wraith V4, the more they're going to want one in their pocket. Quite frankly, this is one of the most impressive sub $500 American-made knives that I've handled all year long. But now I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are. What do you think of the glow-in-the-dark carbon fiber version with the glow rhino tritium button, the DLC buoy style blade? This knife is awesome, and I'm really curious to see what a lot of you people out there think who, like me, are also a fan of American-made knives. But let me know in the comment section down below, is this one that you're going to hunt for? Or is it going to be a pass for you? Let me know. And by the way, if you watched this far and you haven't done so yet, please consider subscribing. And if you want to watch more awesome knife and EDC content, go ahead and click on one of the videos that pops up next.